You ever have that moment where you open your banking app on a Tuesday morning, just a random Tuesday, and you see your balance, and you actually blink because you're sure there's a digit missing? You haven't bought a new car. You didn't go on a shopping spree at Gucci. You've been good all week. You packed your lunch twice. But for some reason, that number is $400 lower than it was 3 days ago. You start scrolling through the transactions, and it's just a sea of $12, $19, and $6 charges. It's like your bank account has a slow motion leak, and you're trying to plug it with your bare hands while the boat is already halfway underwater. Look, here's the thing. Most people think they're broke because of the big stuff. They obsess over the price of a house or a new car, but usually it's the ghost expenses, the stuff you don't even see anymore because it's baked into your lifestyle. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about surprising expenses that are killing your budget. If you're someone who feels like you're earning a decent salary, but somehow still living paycheck to paycheck, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we're going deep. We aren't just talking about stop buying lattes. That's lazy advice. We're talking about the psychological traps and the math blindness that is costing the average American household over $5,000 a year in pure waste. 1. The convenience tax, the DoorDash trap. Let's start with the most obvious one that everyone ignores, the convenience tax. Now you might be thinking, Zach, I know delivery is expensive, but I don't think you really know. Here's what most people don't realize. When you order through a third-party app, you aren't just paying a delivery fee, you're being hit with a menu markup. Studies show that restaurants often increase their app prices by 15 to 20% just to cover the commission the app charges them. Then you add the $4.99 delivery fee, then the service fee, then the tip. The math. Let's look at a $20 burrito bowl. In store, $20 plus tax is $21.50. At price, 20% markup is $24. Service fee, $3.50. Delivery fee, $4.99. 20% tip on the higher total is $6.50. Total is $38.99. That is an 81% markup for the luxury of not driving 5 minutes down the road. If you do this twice a week, that's an extra $140 a month. Over a year, that's $1,680. The psychology? Our brains are wired for path of least resistance. This is what psychologists call hyperbolic discounting. We value the immediate reward, food at the door in 20 minutes, way more than the future reward, having $1,600 in an emergency fund. We're trading our future financial security for a slightly more convenient Tuesday night. Action step? Delete the apps. If you want takeout, call the restaurant and pick it up. You'll save 40% instantly. 2. The set it and forget it subscription leak. This is where it gets really interesting. We've moved into a subscription economy. Everything is a monthly fee now. Your gym, your software, your razor blades, your freaking heated seats in some cars. The average American underestimates their monthly subscription spend by $133 per month. That's according to a study by West Monroe. People thought they spent $86. They were actually spending $219. Look, it's not just Netflix. It's the $9.99 Pro version of that photo editing app you used once in 2022. It's the cloud storage you don't need. It's the premium LinkedIn you forgot to cancel after your job hunt. The math of the small charge. $15 a month feels like nothing, but $15 a month invested in a basic S&P 500 index fund over 30 years, averaging 10% return, is $33,000. You are literally retiring a year later so you can have access to a streaming service you haven't watched in 6 months. Action step? Use a tool like Rocket Money, or do it the old-fashioned way. Print your last 3 bank statements. Take a red pen. If you didn't use it in the last 30 days, kill it. No mercy. 3. The lifestyle creep in insurance and utilities. Here's something most people assume is fixed: their bills. You get your car insurance quote, you pay it. You get your internet bill, you pay it. Stop. This is a massive mistake. Companies rely on loyalty inertia. They know that once you're signed up, you're unlikely to leave. So they slowly hike your rates while offering new customer discounts to everyone else. I recently sat down with a friend who hadn't switched car insurance in 5 years. We spent 15 minutes on a comparison site. He saved $600 a year. Same coverage, same car, just a different company that wasn't taking his loyalty for granted. The psychology? It's called decision fatigue. We have so many choices in life that we just want our bills to be done. But that done feeling is costing you roughly $1,200 a year across internet, insurance, and cell phone plans. Action step? Every 12 months, you need to audit your providers. Call your internet company and say the magic words: I'd like to cancel because competitor is offering a lower rate. They will magically find a retention discount. It's a 10-minute phone call for a $300 return. That's an hourly rate of $1,800. Are you too busy for that? I didn't think so. 4. The bulk buy fallacy, the Costco effect. Okay, I'm going to get some hate for this one, but we have to talk about Costco and Amazon Prime. We've been brainwashed to believe that bulk equals savings, but here's the reality.
Buying in bulk often leads to increased consumption and waste. The psychology? It's the unit price trap. You see a massive jar of pickles for $8 and think, what a steal, the small one is $4. But then you realize you can't finish a gallon of pickles. 30% gets thrown away. Or even worse, because you have 48 rolls of paper towels, you use them more recklessly. You've desensitized yourself to the cost. Also, let's talk about the entry fee. You're paying $60 to $120 a year just for the right to spend money here. To break even on a Costco membership, you have to spend thousands. Action step? Stop buying new items in bulk. Only buy things in bulk that are non-perishable and you have a proven track record of using, like toilet paper or laundry detergent. If it's a new snack you want to try, buy the small one at the grocery store first. 5. Phantom electricity and vampire loads. This one sounds like a myth, but the math is terrifying. Vampire energy. Look, your toaster, your TV, your microwave, your game console, even when they're off, they're in standby mode. They're sucking power. According to the Department of Energy, vampire loads account for about 10% of the average energy bill. The average utility bill in the US is around $120 a month. That's $12 a month or $144 a year spent on devices that aren't even turned on. Now, you might be thinking, Zach, I'm not going around unplugging my toaster every morning. And you're right, that's annoying. But here's the fix: smart power strips. Plug your entertainment center into one. When you turn off the TV, the strip that's powered to the Xbox, the soundbar, and the DVD player. 6. The small reward loop, the dopamine spend. We've all had a bad day at work. You're stressed, you're tired, and you think, I deserve a little treat. Maybe it's a $7 fancy coffee, or a $15 Target run for a candle you don't need, or a $20 microtransaction in a mobile game. Here's what most people don't realize. These aren't rewards, they're dopamine band-aids. We use spending as a way to regulate our emotions. When we're sad or stressed, buying something gives us a temporary spike in dopamine. But the crash happens when the credit card bill arrives, which causes more stress, which leads to more treat-yourself spending. It's a literal addiction cycle. The math? A $10 treat 3 times a week is $15, $60 a year. That's not a treat. That's a vacation to Mexico. You're trading a week on a beach for 156 mediocre lattes and a candle that smells like seaweed linen. Action step? Implement the 72-hour rule. See something you want? Put it in the cart. Wait 72 hours. If you still want it after the dopamine spike has faded and you have the cash, buy it. 90% of the time, you'll realize you didn't actually want the item. You just wanted the hit of buying it. 7. The hidden cost of cheap goods, the Vimes theory. There's a famous concept called the Samuel Vimes Boots theory of socioeconomic unfairness. Basically, a rich person can buy a $50 boot that lasts 10 years. A poor person can only afford $10 boots that last a season. Over 10 years, the poor person spends $100 on boots and still has wet feet, while the rich person spent $50 and has dry feet. We do this all the time with fast fashion and cheap tech. You buy the $15 headphones that break in 3 months. You buy the $12 shirt that shrinks after one wash. This is where it gets really interesting. By trying to save money in the short term, you are guaranteeing that you will be poorer in the long term. Action step, start thinking in cost per use. A $200 jacket you wear 200 times is $1 per use. A $40 sale jacket you wear twice because it fits weird is $20 per use. The expensive jacket is actually 20 times cheaper. Stop buying disposable garbage. The big picture reality check. If you add all this up, the delivery markups, the forgotten subscriptions, the insurance inertia, the vampire energy, and the treat cycle, we're looking at roughly $450 to $600 a month in hidden expenses. That's $7,200 a year. If you took that $600 a month and put it into a Roth IRA starting at age 25, by age 65, you would have $3.1 million. Look, I'm not telling you this to make you feel guilty. I'm telling you this to give you your power back. Most people feel like the system is rigged against them, and in some ways it is, but you are also rigging your own life by letting these small leaks sink your ship. You don't need a $20,000 raise to start building wealth. You just need to stop letting your money evaporate. Finance isn't just math, it's psychology. It's about realizing that every dollar you spend is a piece of your life energy. You traded hours of your life for that money. Don't give it away to DoorDash or a vampire toaster. You have the tools now. Audit your bank statement, call your providers, delete the apps. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a favor. Leave a comment below and tell me, what is one ghost expense you're cutting today? I want to see those commitments. And seriously, if you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing out on the math that could literally change your life. Go take control of your money. I'll see you in the next